clear. Where'd these bandits come from anyway?
Depends on the mod though.
Defected to our side months ago.
I don't know. You would just look at the damage, right? We got it. We got it, dude. We fucking got it, dude. Finally. So yesterday on my live stream at twitch.tv/widdz, I finally got one of the items that I've been looking for such a long time to improve my current Trickster build. And after playing with it for a bit, I gotta say, it's even better than I thought it would be, and it's definitely a must-have for any Trickster gun builds. So in this video, I will go through this helmet called Ugake Otarahs cowl, which I probably butchered the shit out of, but that's a really hard word to say, okay? But anyway, I will also showcase you how my current Trickster build look like, and on top of that, show you a full Boomtown solo run post-patch with all the nerfs, and obviously with this mask as well, so you can see it in action. If that sounds interesting, then let's get started. So as you could see earlier, I finally got the Ugake Otarahs cowl yesterday on the stream, and I got super excited with it. So let me show you why it's so good and explain how it works and all that. So if we take a quick look at the mask, so what is so good with this is the tier 3 mod called instant reload for hunt the prey. So teleporting instantly replenish magazines in your current weapon. So super good, and of course important for a Trickster gun build since we are so dependent on twisted rounds, and especially since they upped the cooldown a lot on twisted rounds recently. So all that sounds really good of course, but if you have this, you will never lose your twisted rounds buff even if you mess it up. So if you manage to fire all your bullets without getting a kill or teleport, you can just cancel your reload by using melee until you get the teleport skill back, and then you just use the teleport and you melee cancel if needed, and you will have full mag with twisted rounds up as well, which is just insane. Of course, it's a bit better if you keep one bullet left, because then you don't have to melee cancel the reload, but sometimes you just kind of miss it, so even if your gun starts reloading, you will still have a way to get the bullets back, and this just gives you so much more room for error than if you don't have it. And also just the fact knowing that every time you teleport you will have a full magazine, it just makes it so much easier to play since you can always jump the elites and just melt them down. Preferably when it comes to bosses, I like to open up without the teleport and shoot like 29 bullets and then teleport to just get an instantly full mag. And that works really well for a lot of burst damage. The mask itself comes with pretty good rolls. It's not a god roll though, since it misses cooldown reduction, but if you don't have a god roll mask, this one is really good to use. I will show you a run I did yesterday on Boomtown, and you will see how good this skill is and why it is a must-have for a Trickster gun build. But that is the mask, so let's take a look at my currently updated Trickster build and see just where it's at. It's still not perfect since I'm waiting for some pieces, but it's in a really good state, and it works insanely good even after post nerf. Alright, so let's actually take a look at this build, but I think it's worth mentioning if you want to have a more starter-ish build and more explanations, make sure to watch my previous build video that I made like a week ago. Link will be in the description. So firstly, we're gonna take a look at the skills here. So I'm using Hunt the Prey, Venator's Knives, and Twisted Rounds. This build is mainly focused around Twisted Rounds to get that insane damage, and the goal is to keep Twisted Rounds up 24/7 without losing them. Venator Knives is a really short cooldown, and it's a really good deception skill to keep your damage buff up most of the time, which we will get into later in the skill tree. Hunt the Prey, really good mobility, can put vulnerability on the enemies. Also really good skill to keep your mag size full, as I talked earlier about the helmet. But that's the skill, so let's just try to cover the skill tree really quick here. So armor piercing instead of reload time, because we never reload. Shotgun master, since we're playing a shotgun. Close range damage. And then I try to focus to get the cooldown down on my movement skill, so we can use that more often, especially since they replenish my mag. And crit damage is not good on shotguns because we're not aiming for head. And then deception skill, 35% damage when we use a deception skill. Same here with movement skill, 35% damage. More cooldown reduction, 25% damage in the back, more damage. more damage, 15% cooldown on the movement, damage against elites, mag size, shotgun damage, and then cowl calculation. Pretty straightforward skill tree, and yeah, there's not much creativity when it comes to the skill tree. It's just minor changes here and there. So let's take a look at the attributes before we check the pieces. So the god roll attributes for this would be bonus firepower, close range damage, and then try to get cooldown reduction if you can. I missed that on 3 pieces, but since I got that teleport mod, I really want to try to get my hunt the prey down as much as possible. 6.5 right now, but it could be even shorter, which is really good. I'm still actually using the bulwark since I haven't gotten another legendary shotgun to drop, but the bulwark is a super good entry point for any trickster since it comes with ultimate bleeding bullets, and then preferably you put killing spree or any other damage mod that you prefer. And the reason we use ultimate bleeding bullets is because it inflicts bleed with a cooldown on 1 second. And with that, we also do have First for Blood, for example, that gives me 40% weapon life leech. We also do have Vampiric Mag, so 50% of the ammo is replenished if you kill an enemy that is bleeding. On top of that, I used to have the mod that gives you 15% more damage on a bleeding target, but since I got this Hunt the Prey mod, I swapped that one out. So if you don't have instant reload, I would put the 15% bleed talent instead. So yeah, that's a really good setup, and it should be quite easy for you guys to get since you can buy the bulwark at the vendor right here at Tiago. And if you're progressing through the tiers, grind 1 or 2 below until you get the shotgun, because if you keep going up the tiers, the price will just increase and you will actually never be able to get it. So if you really want one of the legendaries, stay on a lower tier until you get it and then progress. So yeah, helmet, strong twist, which gives you 15% more damage. First for blood that I just went through. I have no other weapon life leech right now, so if I don't get a kill with a bleed, then I'm kind of dead. But yeah, usually I just kill an enemy with bleed, and even if I somehow lose the twisted rounds, which would happen sometimes without instant reload, I will still just keep myself up with this super strong weapon life leech. Radiation jump used to get that vulnerable status on the enemies. Vampiric mag, really good. This piece miss cooldown reduction, so I have status power, which is a shame, but at least it does make it vulnerable and bleed a bit stronger, I guess. And here we got the instant reload and buckshot. Shotgun weapon damage is increased by 10%. I have skill life leech here, which I did test and it doesn't work with twisted rounds, so I want to swap that to cooldown reduction. And then we have the gloves here, trifecta on the attributes, and we have bloodlust that increases your firepower by 17,000, and it stacks up to 3 times. Really good, because we're gonna kill a lot of enemies. Also personal space for 15% bonus close range weapon damage, and we're always gonna be close range. And then we have the boots here with the Captain Hunter that comes from another legendary mod, which is super good. You want to focus mainly with the damage on elites and on bosses, because those are the hardest ones to kill. And obviously you want to have damage overall, but if you have a mod like that, it's definitely worth it, because the elites are the ones that could be a little bit struggle to kill. And then we have emergency stance here used for survivability. It's always good to have. Saved me tons of time. Gives you 75% damage reduction for 4 seconds when your health drops below 30%. And that's actually the full build. You can see the stats here. But yeah, I do have some changes I want to do whenever I get those weapons. I will do an update video going through the weapon or item I got, and also show an updated build version. So if you're wondering what build I'm running right now, make sure to keep up with my newest videos. But I'm gonna leave you guys with a solo Boomtown that I did yesterday. Didn't play too much, but I managed to get a really good time. I think around 5 minutes 40 seconds, which is pretty good for being after the nerf, since we did lose like 30-35% damage overall. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the gameplay. Make sure you give the video a like if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. And if you're interested in more videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I also stream live on twitch.tv/widdz, so hit that wanna follow, because I will most likely be live actually when you're watching this video. But with that said, I catch you on the stream or in the next video. Like, this mod is definitely nice, but I mean, I did fine without it. But it definitely adds some more security. Like, you can never lose twisted rounds. And I mean, I do survive without twisted rounds. It's just that my damage is just way worse. Why are you healing? But with this helmet now, I should be able to do groups though. But I think for today, like, I'm not gonna stream too much longer. I will just do solo. Guess, I don't know, I'll probably stream like 1 more hour. If even that, and call it a day, we will see. Like, today's stream won't be long. But something that helmet is just insane at is just the bosses, dude. And the bosses are where, like, I struggle the most, especially with the damage nerf, especially this detonator guy here. Like, the small ads are super easy, so just like, you want to be strong against the bosses and elites. The 43 damage from Fortress also applies to your skills. Does he just say damage then? The kind of downside with this though is that I don't want to use my teleport all the time now. And obviously we got fucking unlucky. We have freezing captains. That fucking sucks. I like the fact you can always jump people too. I need to work a bit on the cooldown though. Get it down to like 5-6 seconds maybe. I think mine is like 8 or 9 right now. I think I have to change my skill tier a bit. Skill tree. And I also do miss cooldown reduction on a lot of gear. I'll have it on like 2 pieces, I think. I mean, somebody must have tested the armor talent though, right? To know like how much armor you need to get the max amount of damage. Because maybe it's like super little you need. I would assume you would actually have to spec into it though. Like that would make sense, but who fucking knows? Some of the scaling is definitely a bit wrong.
What was that noise?
It would definitely be fun to do a pump shotgun build. I'm just waiting for some items. You use like the rolling ability. You roll and you get firepower. How much did you actually get? Maybe it was only 30k. Maybe that one is actually shit. How much is that one? The combat roll gives you firepower. I think it's like only like 37k or something, which I don't think it's too impressive compared to some of the killing, like on kill talents, you know, that stacks. I don't know. Yeah, so here's when it should be good. Watch me fuck this up though. The captains have freeze. Kinda fucked it up there, but I think that's also a good showcase. Just how fucking good this shit is. Bleed! Mm-mm-mm. 546. That's pretty good. That's pretty good post nerf though. 546 as a trickster. I feel like that's really good post nerf.
Cullen, the bandit leader's taken care of. Your pass is clear. Where'd these
I think my fastest is like 510 or something. Compared to the other rounds I had before. Wait, what did we get? Was it a rifle or a shotgun? I think it was a shotgun. No!